Hi friends, Lindsay here from Diary of a Homeschool Mama, and today I am going to be sharing with you all of my 5th graders' readers for the school year. So this is everything that he will be reading independently on his own. And this is actually a collab with Ingrid over at Mommy and Mia Homeschool Chronicles. There are some other ladies participating in the collab as well, and I will have the full playlist down below for you. The first book, actually, before I get into it, I want to say that we did switch from Sunlight over to Build Your Library. So some of these are repeat books from Sunlight that I might have already shared with you, but most of them are new and more modern, exciting books. So I'm really excited to share these with you today. But the first one is Tuck Everlasting. I'm really excited about this one in particular because there is actually a movie that goes along with it. So we will be watching the movie after he finishes reading this. But I think he's really going to enjoy this one. The next one is Seas Behind Trees, and it looks like it is about a boy who he is nearsighted, and he can't earn his adult name the way other boys do by hitting a target with a bow and arrow. So he has highly developed senses otherwise, and he shows he can see what can't be seen and earns his new name. So that sounds really interesting. I think he will enjoy that book. The next one actually isn't part of Build Your Library, but I went ahead and subbed one out that we just read already recently, which was Pedro's Journal. So this book is actually from Sunlight. I won it in a giveaway for their summer readers. It is William Winton and the Impossible Puzzle, and it's about a boy who's a genius. It's like a mystery. It says that he is a code-breaking, puzzle-solving genius, and he and his family used to live in England, but 8 years ago they moved to Norway and changed their last name. So it's a mystery as to why they did all of that, and I think this is going to be a really good read. Next we have Owls in the Family, obviously a classic, very small book, short read. I've actually never read this one, so I don't really know much about it, but I'm sure he will enjoy it. The next one is The Double Life of Pocahontas by Jean Fritz. She writes a lot of really good books, so I'm excited to see how he likes this one. So yeah, anything typically about Pocahontas or anything like that, we usually end up enjoying. The next one is Around the World in 100 Years from Henry the Navigator to Magellan. This is also by Jean Fritz. And I think this one will be really interesting to go through all the explorers and everything. It is a picture book, all black and white. But I think this will be a really good one. Then we have one by National Geographic, and it is The Adventurous Life of Miles Standish and the Amazing but True Survival Story of Plymouth Colony. That is quite the title. This is also kind of a picture book. It has some pictures in it, all black and white, but I think he will enjoy this one. Then we have How We Crossed the West, The Adventures of Lewis and Clark, and this one has some really, really pretty pictures in it. I'll give you a little flip through, but I am excited about this one. I'm going to move these out of the way. Okay, next we have another National Geographic. It is George vs. George, The American Revolution as Seen from Both Sides. He really enjoys learning about the different wars and the revolution and all of that stuff. So I think this will be right up his alley. But this one has some great pictures in it as well. And I'm excited for him to dive into this one. Okay. Next we have Johnny Tremaine, another repeat from Sunlight, obviously a classic, so I'm sure he will enjoy it. Then we have My Side of the Mountain which I'm really excited about because it is basically a survival story. This boy lives in New York. He decides to run away and go live in the mountains with like $40 and some other things, and my son really loves survival stories, so I think this will be a really good one for him. Then we have American Tall Tales. We did Tall Tales last year with Language Arts, and my son really enjoyed it, so I think he will enjoy reading through these. Next, another repeat from Sunlight is Justin Morgan Had a Horse, and I really don't know much about this book. Hopefully he will enjoy it. I've heard a lot of great things about the books by this author, so I think that it should be a good one, but it looks like, let's see, there is a runt, colt born, and the school teacher Justin Morgan asked Joel to break the colt in, so it should be interesting, all about raising a horse, I guess. Next, we have one that I'm actually really excited about as well. It's called The Green Book by Jill Patton Walsh. And from what it says, it is about Patty and her family, and they are among the last refugees to flee a dying Earth in an old spaceship. So another good survival story, and I think he will really enjoy it, and I think I'm going to read it as well. Then we have By the Great Horn Spoon. Obviously another classic that I'm excited for him to read. I think he'll enjoy it. I say that about all of them. I hope he enjoys all these books. We'll see. The next one is The Sign of the Beaver. We actually started this with Sunlight before we left Sunlight. So we only got a couple chapters in, and then we just kind of put it to the side because I was trying to figure out what curriculum we were going to use, and when I found Build Your Library, I was really excited. So instead of this being a read aloud like it was with Sunlight, it's obviously an independent reader, which is fine. But from what we read so far in this book, we really did like it so far, so I think he will enjoy finishing it up. Then we have Ben and Me, An Astonishing Life of Benjamin Franklin by his good mouse Amos. So just a little story about Benjamin Franklin. I think that'll be good. And then we have one more that I'm actually really excited about as well, and it is A Week in the Woods by Andrew Clements. And this is like a whole survival story, I guess. The 5th grade class spends a week in the woods, and I just think, again, this will be right up his alley. So those are all of his readers for the 2019-2020 school year that we will be using with Build Your Library. Obviously, he can read other books if he wants to alongside these. That's totally up to him. But these are all of his scheduled readers. So very excited to start the school year again. Most of you know we took a month off to get new curriculum and everything. We had already started and we were using Sunlight, but we really didn't like it. So we kind of changed things up and went to Build Your Library. So I can't wait to dive into all these books, and I will be sharing very soon the unboxing of all of our Build Your Library curriculum and everything else that we are doing for the school year. So stay tuned for those videos. I know I'm kind of on a social media break right now, but I wanted to get this one out since it was a scheduled collab. And yeah, so I'll see you guys when I get back. It'll probably be sometime in September. I will have new videos coming out, so stay tuned for those, and I will see you guys in my next video. Bye.